Welcome to my Monday morning mindset motivation. I'm Georgie Hubbard and I am so excited that you decided to spend the start of your week with me. Let's set you up with the mindset it takes to lead. Hello and welcome to another episode of my Monday morning mindset motivation. I hope you all had an amazing weekend and are looking forward to another fresh week ahead. So today's topic is overcoming imposter syndrome. Now, before I get stuck in, I think I should just say that I don't think you ever truly overcome imposter syndrome. I think that, anytime you try something new, anytime you step out of your comfort zone, it's going to flare up. Those old thoughts, those limiting beliefs, those self-doubts, like we've all had them, we all get them. And even myself, even for all of the practices and the disciplines that I have, believe you me, I still have moments where I go, I'm not good enough. Why would anyone care about what I have to say? What have I got to share with the world? Those thoughts still come up in my mind. However, I identify with them. I don't identify with them and I acknowledge them for what they are. They're just thoughts and they're not facts and they're coming from my unconscious. So the first thing that I did was I began to become more aware of these limiting thoughts or these limiting beliefs. They were so ingrained in me that it took a long time and a lot of work to really start to get rid of them. And one of the exercises that I will just suggest that you do if you really want to start overcoming these limiting beliefs, these self-doubts, these negative thoughts, and overcome imposter syndrome is start to write them down. Anytime you catch yourself questioning your abilities or a dark thought comes up in your mind and you start thinking you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not whatever, that fear comes in, write it down. Just get it out and be just looking at it. You will start to go, do I really believe that to be true? And what is that stopping me from doing? What is that belief? What is that holding me back from? I truly believe that there are so many people that don't live up to their true potential because of these beliefs, because of this worry, this fear that we all have of failure, of judgment, of being criticized. And if we can overcome that, if we can just trust ourselves enough, we will create empowering thoughts, we'll take action, and we will live a far more successful life, full of abundance, health, and wealth. And who doesn't want that? So I want to share with you now 4 steps that I personally took to begin to overcome my limiting beliefs, overcome my imposter syndrome, and really start living a more abundant life and a happier life. So the first thing I did was I trained my thoughts to be more powerful. So if I was experiencing a situation where I was getting in front of the camera like I am now, filming a podcast, and that negative thought came up into my mind of like, oh, you're not going to be good at this. Why would anyone care what you have to say? I acknowledged it, but I decided that I was going to replace it with a more empowering thought. Something like, I am enough. And I do want to share my voice with the world. And I do deserve to be successful. And I do deserve to be happy, and I am worthy. And I would just literally repeat these affirmations, these thoughts over and over and over again to prime my mind and just push down or just push away the old thought patterns. Because of course, as I've said before, our brains are designed to make us survive. They're not designed to make us thrive. So we literally have to just every day, it's a discipline, override our systems, override those negative automatic thought patterns that have probably been going on within us for many years. And that's why I preach self-awareness, because when you are aware, you start to become more aware of your patterns and your behaviors. And as soon as you're aware of something, you can start to change it. So that's my first piece of advice. Replace the old thought with a more empowering thought and really say it out loud. Write it down, put it everywhere. Like I have my affirmations written out. I have them on my phone screen. I used to put them on my mirror while I was really starting to build my courage and my confidence. And it really worked. It really, really helped me. But it is something you have to stick with and is something that you do need to do daily. So that's the first thing. The second thing is look after yourself. I do again preach this a lot, but when we look after ourselves, when we look good, when we feel good, we feel more courageous, we have more energy. So every morning I always make sure that I do my morning routine to prime my mind, to mind feed, to move my body, because it gives me energy. And it makes me feel good. And when we have more energy, we want to be more productive. We want to go for our dreams. We want to take action. But if we just roll out our beds in the morning, check our emails, check the news, we're not setting ourselves up for success. And then as soon as something happens in the day, a challenge comes up or something doesn't go the way we want it to go, we instantly just let it just take over. And then we dwell on it and we just don't feel good. And then we wake up the next day and we remember what happened yesterday. And it's just a spiral. And if you allow it to just continue to spiral and just take over, then you're never going to find the confidence and the courage. And you're not ever going to be able to overcome those limiting beliefs, that imposter syndrome. So always begin your day with some positivity, with some movement, with feeding your mind and feeding your body with good, nourishing thoughts and nutrition. So that's the second thing. Take care of yourself. You don't have to have a morning routine. You can have an evening routine. You don't even have to have a routine, but just have some daily practices that make you feel good. The third thing is do not compare yourself to others. Now, this was a really big one for me and something that a couple of years ago I really, really had to look into. If I felt like I was having a bad day, what's the first thing? Well, the first thing I did was I picked up my phone, I went onto Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and I just it would never ever make me feel good. If anything, it would make me feel even worse. Because there I was thinking, oh, I feel like a real failure today. I don't feel good enough. Oh, I'm going to go on LinkedIn. And I would just scroll through LinkedIn, looking at everybody else, all their show reels, pictures of them on holiday, pictures of them, with looking amazing wherever they were. And, it's just the quickest way to just deprive ourselves of joy. So now I have a rule. Every time I go onto social, I have to be going on there for a purpose. Usually it's to post something. So I will post something, whether it's, say, a blog, an article, a podcast, whatever it is, then I will consume. But I am very, very aware, very conscious of every single time I pick up my phone. I don't get hung up with likes, with comments, because again, I'm putting my happiness and my joy into the hands of others. So I really want to take back control and find happiness from within, to love and trust and accept myself, to be the best that I can be, and not look for external validation. And really just honor who I am as a person and make sure that I'm doing all I can every day to show up as the best version of myself. And the other thing I make sure I do is I never ever criticize myself after I've gone live, after I've just filmed a podcast. I'll give it, a few days, and then I might go back, re-listen to the podcast, re-watch the video, and I'll go, okay, Georgie, you were fantastic, because I'm trying to boost up my confidence and my courage. But what could you do to be even better? But I think the worst thing we can do is we do something, we post something, we just sit there and wait for likes, we wait for validations, or we start pulling apart, like, oh, that wasn't good enough. And, it's the worst thing we can do. And then we go and compare our posts to other people, or compare, our lives to others. And it is literally stripping us of joy and happiness and success. So stop comparing yourself. And the final point is visualize your success. Visualization is such a powerful tool. Now, if everyone, I'm sure some people here have heard of the law of attraction, manifestation, maybe you've watched The Secret. And I used to think, I don't know if I believe that. Now, I do believe that there is such thing as the law of attraction. However, I believe first you must visualize. I have a vision board. In fact, 18 months ago, I started my first ever vision board. On it had podcast. On it had beautiful holidays. On it had a 3-bedroom house on the Gold Coast overlooking nature and water. On it had amazing friendships. On it had healthy body and healthy mind. And on it had a 7-figure business. Now, I'm really proud to stand here and say that in 18 months, I have achieved everything that was on that vision board. Now, I don't stand here and think it was because I just sat there every day and meditated and manifested and looked at the vision board every day. I took action. But what the vision board enabled me to do was get really super clear of everything that I wanted to draw into my life. And once we have a vision for ourselves, for our future, we are more inclined and more motivated to act. And when times get difficult, for example, when the coronavirus hit, I didn't think, oh, all my dreams are over. I was like, no, I have a vision. I have a purpose. I have a mission. And I'm going to make it happen regardless of what's going on around me. So it just kept me really focused. So yes, vision boards can be a little bit, some people think they're a bit fluffy, but it's how you use it. And I use it as just a tool every day to get me fired up, to get me motivated. And look, the last one I did, it worked. It shifted something inside of me. So I'm always updating my vision board because my visions in my life is changing. Change is the only constant. So create yourself a vision board. Have a vision for yourself. Have a vision for your life. Who do you want to become? What kind of life do you want to have? What kind of experiences do you want? Get clear, spend the time doing it. Write out a script of how your ideal day would look. It's really, really powerful stuff. And it certainly helped me overcome my imposter syndrome because as I began to believe in myself, as I began to take more action, it built my confidence, it built my courage. So again, all of these things that I've done, they're things that have worked for me. You have to go on a bit of a journey and find out what works for you. But I think the main thing is just trusting yourself. Trusting yourself and just growing every single day. And you know what? Sometimes you have to have a bit of patience, which is what I'm learning. Patience as well is really key. But wherever you are in your journey of life, just know that, as long as you stay positive, you have powerful thoughts every day, you take massive action, you stay focused, surround yourself with some really good people, have a vision, look after yourself. I truly believe that if you're dedicated and you're consistent, good things will happen, good things will come your way. So guys, I really hope that serves, that gets you fired up this morning. Create your vision boards, have powerful thoughts, use affirmations, get super clear on what you want and why you want it. Take good care of yourself. Don't compare yourself to anyone else but yourself, and have an amazing week ahead. And I will speak to you soon. Take care. Thank you so much for listening to the Mind to Lead podcast. I really hope you got some great takeaways and key learnings from this episode. To help us spread the message, please give us a rating and leave us a review. We love reading your thoughts and your insights and your learnings. And look, reach out to me. Reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'm Georgie Hubbard. Reach out to me on Instagram. I'm Georgie L. Hubbard. Let's connect. I hope you have an incredible day, and I look forward to speaking to you all again soon.